Page 15, Talis Canon. Talis is the guy who wrote it. Okay. A canon is like a round. It's like where you can have two or more people playing the same music, but they play it at different times at the same time. That makes no sense. The idea is one person or a group of people will start playing, and then a few measures later, another group or person or another person or group of people will come in at the beginning while the first group continues on. So it just works out. It's like a round. A famous one for us will be Row, Row, Row Your Boat, is one that we used to sing all the time, and we'd do it as a round. And the idea with that is you would repeat it however many times there are parts. So if there's two people, you just repeat it once, you do it twice. If there's three people, you repeat it twice. You repeat it once for each time. This gives everybody a chance to sing it or play it, whatever they're doing. They have a note where the teacher can do it with you, but I'll let you do that. I'm just going to do the lesson. Look it over. I see it's 2 lines long. Treble and bass clef signs again. We're 4/4 time signature now, but you will notice the first measure only has 1 count. And that's not, wait a minute, what's going on? Because in 4/4 time, every measure has to have 4 counts. That's just the way it is. Well, we don't always want to come in on beat 1. And they don't necessarily want to put rest. Rest, that's like coming in. I mean, the piece starts at the beginning. If there's rest, that's the piece that started. We don't want to start with the rest. We want to start with a note. So what they call split the measure. If you look at the last measure, the second line, it's only got 3 counts in it. They take the last measure, normally the last, and they cut it, split it, and they take the end of that measure and stick it at the beginning. So at the beginning, that note, that quarter note, that is beat 4 of the last measure. The measure's got various names. An upbeat, I don't like upbeat. The pickup beat, a pickup measure, anacrusis, there's all kinds of names for it. It doesn't matter what you call it. The point is we're not coming in on beat 1, we're coming in on some other beat. And a pickup measure is anything less than a full measure. So that first measure could have had 3 beats in it. Well, that's still a pickup measure because it's not 4. This gives me a chance to talk about another thing as far as expression goes a little later in the lesson. I'm going to talk about that. Now, looking over, I see a whole bunch of quarter notes. So rhythm-wise, just quarter notes. But again, we're playing each hand now, but one hand at a time. So we've got to have both hands ready to go. So I go through and I make sure I can play the notes okay. And again, if you don't know the names of these notes instantly in the music yet, do the play and say it drill. Just over and over and over here. So it's a C, C, B, C, C, D, D, E, C, F, F, E, E. Just play the note and say it and just until it becomes automatic to you. You don't have to go as fast as I go. I've been doing it a million years, so it's a little easier for me now. You take it at your speed. Now we figure out what's going on here. Well, it starts out in the left hand. They want thumb on middle C here. That puts the hand here. And the right hand comes in, they want thumb on middle C here. So that puts it here. So we're still in this middle C position where the thumbs are sharing middle C. And at first the left hand gets middle C, and then later the right hand gets it. And the other hand just gets out of the way. That's okay. You don't have to move the hand, just the thumb. So we just go through 4, 1, 2, 3. See, both hands are playing middle C there in that first full measure. So you go through the whole thing, make sure you can play all the notes okay, and then go back through it however you need to, and work out any hesitations, a steady beat at some speed. You can go as slow as you need to go because I do the speed later on. Right now I'm just trying to get the notes in the rhythm. No hesitations, and in this piece you don't need to look at the keyboard. It's all right there. You can remember which keys your fingers are on. Then after that I would do articulation. They don't give us any, so skip articulation. Then I do dynamics. They don't give us any, so skip dynamics. I mean, when they don't give you anything, it's actually up to you on how you want to do it. You see, they didn't give you a speed either. It's called interpretation. We need to talk about interpretation. Most teachers don't teach interpretation. I try to, at least some. Interpretation is how you take this written music and you turn it into feelings, a sound that gives feelings and emotion or something. It's not just note, 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 like a computer would do. And all these things, speed, articulation, dynamics, all that stuff, that's part of interpreting music. That's where they're telling you a little bit about how to interpret the music. But you can do more than that. For instance, now that we have a pickup measure, I need to talk a little bit about a thing called natural accents. In the previous lesson, we talked about an accent. That's where you play the note louder than normal. There's a sign for it, a little sideways arrow. Yeah. Natural accent is you put a little more stress on the note, but it happens naturally. You don't force it. Now, you may have to force it at first if you're not feeling it. Force it to get it, and then after you just feel it. The strongest natural accent there is the first beat of a measure. It doesn't matter what the time signature is, it's always the first beat of a measure. So in 4/4 time, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. You feel it. Exaggerate it if you have to. The point is, when you have a pickup beat, it's important to feel the natural accent, or the person listening, they'll think the first note you played is beat 1 because it's the first note they heard. So they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. It's off. This doesn't sound right. Feel the natural accents. So the first 2 C's at the beginning, it sounds like to here. You feel it. Go to here. So, and I can exaggerate it. I'm forcing them here because I want you to get the idea of natural accents. You just feel these as you play it. And the listener will pick up on it. They may not realize what you're doing, and that's okay, but they'll feel it. They'll know it's there. So here, let's do that here on. You don't have to take it at that speed. Try different dynamics if you feel it. Try playing it really, really super soft. How soft can you play it without the soft pedal? We want to develop this feel and control in the hands and the fingers, and this takes time. You just keep at it. How soft can you play it? The natural accent will be just a hair louder, not much. And then try in the middle somewhere. And then try loud, try heavy. Let the wrist claps on each of these. Get it accustomed to playing at these different dynamic levels. As I said before, when it doesn't say anything, it's up to you on how you want to do it. Anyway, you go ahead and learn it. And when you can play it comfortably, no hesitations, come back to the video and let's play it together very slowly to check the notes and the rhythms. I'm going to give us 3 counts because we come in on beat 4. 1, ready, go.